Evening, and we are here at Asparagus Restaurant with my boy Chris Beavers. We forgot to tag him in the video.
Sure did.
Sorry, Chris. We're going to tag you next time.
We'll make up for that.
What Craig head is kind of off.
Yeah, it's on.
You see it? No. He is kind of off.
Hold up, how do we fix that one?
Wait, we got to fix Craig. That's Craig.
I'll shrink myself down. That's all good.
That's Craig. Like, we just see his
You
ear.
got to push it up.
Yeah. He's got like an ear.
There we go.
All right, there we go. There we go. Now we got Craig. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm crown.
That's what a city councilman does.
That's what a city council person does.
That's right.
I'll fix that.
Right. So we are here at Asparagus with Chris Beavers. He is the owner of Asparagus, and I am with Craig Littles, who is running for Super District 8, Seat 2, and I am with JB Smiley, who is running for District 7.
No, Super District 8 position 1.
Is it 8 or 1?
8-1.
8-1.
8 or 1? Why I thought it was 7? I don't know why I thought that. Okay, it's 8 and 1. So therefore, these two guys don't have any beef with each other. Not at
No
all.
beef whatsoever.
Partners.
They friends. They partners. They friends. So
Back and live. Okay.
they're going to work together when they get the seats.
That's right. Starting early.
Starting early.
We've been doing this before.
I think
the
we
race.
got it. Oh, let move that out the way. I think. Is my water in your way now? Okay. Baby, watch it, JB do this, baby.
Don't want to slide.
Y'all done watching. Now we can't see your head because you got the light. Okay, we can't see your head. I can see your head. Okay, I think we can see his head. Okay, I think we got his head in here.
Yeah, we in there. We good.
We're good. So we're just having lunch, and we're at Chris Beavers at Asparagus, and he's running for Super District 8 C1. He's running for Super District 8 C2. James Smiley, Craig Littles. So we're asking you to vote early. The most important part of voting is that you vote early, because that's when we know what the numbers are going to look like the day of election. So
absolutely.
See us at the polls, meet us at the polls, but I am asking you to vote for JB Smiley 8-1 and Craig Littles for Super District 8.
Come join us, brother. Come join us.
And we're gonna have Chris coming here in a minute, because I just want him to come in and just he's running. He's gonna be back though. But we are having lunch here. And I guess why y'all ain't y'all so fast?
Because when it's good, you just gotta go ahead and eat
That's
it.
right. We're waiting on the main course.
And I need it. I need it.
So I'm gonna start with JB, because I want JB to just tell me what his plans are when elected to Super District 8
So, for me, I think there's a lot of issues that I'm passionate about, but the very first two things that we have to push for. So think about this. In 2018, the city of Memphis allocated 0.5% of its budget to support public education. Mm-hmm. So that affects people who are black and brown people. It doesn't affect the people on the outsides of the city. Mm-hmm. At some point, the city of Memphis has to decide to back up what we say. We say children are our future, but we don't directly invest in their educational opportunities.
Right.
I think this council that would be more progressive, more concerned about the people who will live up to their promise, will start supporting children. The first thing I'm going to push for is for the city of Memphis to set aside funds to directly support our young people. We have to do that. 0.5% is just not enough. And the second thing, there's a purported number that we've been given out by the city is we contract with minority and women-owned businesses at a rate of 17%. But what we don't do, our council people aren't bold enough to say that number, when we talk about minority and women-owned businesses, is very, very low. We're talking about, that looks amazing.
I know, that's an advertisement.
That looks amazing.
It's like something need to be on Bourdain or something.
Can y'all see this?
Sure.
Yeah, you need to see
I'm trying to
this.
show y'all the food real quick.
We had Asparagus. I'm still eating my salad. They didn't ate theirs already.
Delicious. Okay.
I don't think they can see it. Can
Can y'all see this? I think they can see it on that.
Can they see? Yeah.
Let me walk it a little closer.
Walk a little bit closer. When JB see what happens. Right, we're gonna show y'all what the food look like. That's the appetizer. I ain't finished the salad. So Greg,
I know, right?
Oh yes.
when you elected, what would you do? What would you change? Let me just put it that way.
Well, for me, what I've done and what I
Before you even speak, he just put the whole plate in front of
the
him.
whole plate. We
The
both share.
whole plate.
Okay,
We're supposed to
okay.
share.
That's a shareable.
The whole plate.
So I'm already making sure I won't have 7 votes.
Yeah,
Let me
right.
share the food.
Right. Share the food. But for me, investing in our young people is a priority for me as a coach, Coppin citizen, advocating our communities, whether it was as well as working and being a veteran of Desert Storm, being a police officer in this city almost all my life. I've always advocated for youth. Investing in our pre-K services for me is most essential. We know that a child that attends pre-K stands a better chance being a better citizen, works better as a middle schooler, high schooler, as well as a positive role model in our community, which positively will affect crime in our city.
Yep.
Right.
So that being said, crime is another issue for me. Working with youth in the most important times of the day, summer and after school, is very essential for me. I was that kid that needed that help, that needed that role model, and the trajectory that I could have taken would have been detrimental to me if it wasn't for someone that invested in me at an early age.
Right.
So working with pre-K, working with youth, as I do already in after school and summer programs, and molding and having officers mentor youth in the city is very important to me. I've already partnered with Shelby County Schools, MPD, as well as Shelby County Sheriff's Office to work continuously on making a difference in our youth and our lives. Because those youth are our future. We invest in them now, later on, it can be a positive, wonderful thing.
Right. I think we got to set yours back up. We need to push the arrow button.
Oh, you gotta push forward.
Right.
Oh man.
Technical difficulties.
We have technical difficulties. We're on a mission. We still have technical difficulties, but we'll be all right. We're good.
While we talking, I'm gonna grab some of these.
Right. Some of the fried green tomatoes.
There we go.
Yes. So even with that being said, we were talking about the referendum, and I don't know if you guys were for or against the referendum.
I voted for it.
You voted for it?
I'm definitely for it.
Now, because I work with pre-K. I am policy council rep for Shelby County and for Porterley. And like I think I told you last week that we have to pull from different places to get funding for pre-K. Exactly. And pre-K is the fundamentals. They start there in order to proceed throughout life because we have a real huge problem with literacy. Yes. And we know that for my 2nd through 6th graders, they can't read or write.
Exactly.
And so voting for the referendum, that means we have that fund, we have that money available. We don't have to go try to pull it from nobody else or beg for nobody to give us the money for pre-K because we already have it. Exactly. And then our streets will be paid.
And another thing people need to understand is not just for first responders or getting high salary and wages. It's for safe streets, clean neighborhoods, the potholes in the streets, and pre-K services. So you're not just voting yes or supporting the referendum because of first responders. You're also supporting it because of pre-K services as well as clean streets.
And I think it's absolutely essential that we have this discussion because our, as a collective body, when you hear an increase in any type of taxes, you're automatically apprehensive. So I think we need to do a better job of saying, letting everybody know it's just not for first responders. It's for all these other things. And everything that's mentioned, it supports us, it helps us. And I think, these are the things that we have to talk about. And I voted for it, and I hope you vote for it too. I know it's going to be a close vote. I would urge you, don't be apprehensive. Just read into it, and I think it's what's best for our city.
Yeah, think about it. What are the consequences if you don't? If we don't find this funding immediately, which is an opportunity on the table for us, what we're going to do if it does not pass?
Cut.
You're still going to have potholes in your street. You're still going to have, you're not investing in pre-K services. Right. Children won't be able to read before 3rd grade, as promised, and what we're all fighting for.
Right.
And you're going to have a crime. Yeah. More crime. You're going to lose officers that can make a difference. So I support it. Hopefully you support it as well.
Right. So that's one of the major issues that we're dealing with here in the city. Now I want to just flip it a little bit and focus on crime because y'all know we got a crime problem. Y'all know that.
Absolutely.
We got a homicide problem. Y'all know that.
Absolutely.
Now, from the stats and the numbers, they saying that we are down. They said our crime rate is down, homicide rate is down, and so I wanted to know how you guys feel about that because personally, me, I don't think it's down. But I'm gonna let you guys elaborate on it.
Can I go first on that?
I'm just a moderator. I'm
So,
just a moderator.
as being a first responder in this city, yes, crime has gone down. But it's gone down because, in essence, you've lost officers and quality role models and officers in the city. Thus, crime is still going down. Why? Officers out there doing the job, first responders are doing the job, although they've been negatively affected by certain things and elements in the city that can make a difference for them.
Right.
So yes, crime is going down, but we have to reinvest in our first responders. If we don't, we're going to continue to lose officers to other municipalities. They're going to continue to pluck our great, good officers out of the city. We're going to crime is going to continue to grow.
Exactly.
So that's why we have to support it. And yes, it has gone down. because of the hard work the officers are doing out in the streets.
Right.
So-
Because but my thing before you start speaking, they're tired though.
Yeah.
They're overworked.
They're overworked. The morale is low. They're fighting for their lives.
Exactly.
They're fighting for their benefits. They're fighting for high wages. They're fighting to stay in Memphis. Officers don't come to Memphis to leave. They come to Memphis to actually stay and make a difference. And officers are not just arresting officials.
Right.
They are mentors. They're coaches. They're role models. They are positive people in the community. We have to support them.
Right.
He wanted to bless my soul. He just wanted to bless my soul today.
Did he say, how did you bless my soul? He got tripped.
Hey, y'all, this is the bomb. I don't know if you see me over there.
He wanted to bless my soul today.
Bless your soul real good with that shrimp.
Oh, Lord, you wanted to bless my
I know,
How
right?
I do?
You okay?
Oh man,
You good?
I'm in heaven.
Now, Chris Beavers, look, I've claimed him like 2 years ago, and Chris Beavers is my personal
Oh,
chef. I call him my personal chef.
Y'all need to come here and be blessed.
Yes.
Let the Lord bless you.
Yeah,
Let me use you.
Now you
Come
know.
on, Chris.
Come here, Chris. Come here, Chris.
Let's go see you.
Chris,
Talk
come
to the
here.
people, brother. Come on. Cause you just blessed.
Let the Lord use you. We just trying to make sure.
You just
everybody
blessed my
get you.
soul. I felt it deep down on the inside.
I heard. Look.
That man eating the shrimp off.
Oh, man.
No, that's a
gotta go where you gotta
Introduce
go.
yourself,
This Chris,
man.
man.
that's a rocket shrimp remoulade.
I don't know what that
That
is.
sauce
It's amazing.
that y'all eating with
I mean,
the.
you a little tall, Chris. I need you to bring it down, son.
Oh, that sauce that y'all eating with the fried green tomatoes. That's a shrimp remoulade.
Shrimp
Remoulade.
remoulade.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't even know.
It's good.
Man.
I don't even need to know how to say it. I just need to know
I
how to
can't
eat
even say
it.
the word, a
I just
remoulade.
need to know how to eat it. I don't need
What
to
you
know.
just said is a remoulade. Look,
As long as y'all like it, I'm good.
Wait,
You
Smiley
ain't
lost
gotta-
his fork. He
you
ain't know
gotta
what
pronounce
fork was.
I
How
stole
did
it
they
for
reach you? How did they get in touch with this player? How did
Oh, they can go to my website, thegrilledasparagus.com, or
That's amazing.
they can call us 901-406-8581.
Hey, you gotta come.
We got all off subject when I take
Well,
this.
right.
It's my fault.
He didn't even get to his part of what he's supposed to
Oh,
say.
no, man.
No, you're
Explain.
good. But
No, I'm saying keep talking about the
No,
food.
what is
I'm
it,
saying
Parmesan?
stay off subject.
What is what did you say? It's Camelon. What is it?
Remoulade.
Remoulade.
Yeah, remoulade.
Remoulade.
Act like I got some home
So,
training.
but he done took all the remoulade.
So did.
See what
Sure
happened
did.
was.
Okay, I want some of that on my cat food.
Right.
So on the issue of crime, the way that I look at it, I think a lot of our dollars are used to combat the symptoms as opposed to root causes. And when you talk about the city of Memphis, you're coming back to poverty. You have to talk about poverty, how to address poverty. And I think we should direct more resources to addressing poverty. And if we put dollars in people's pockets, pay people a living wage, guess what they're going to do? They're less likely to commit crime. They have
Exactly
and
right.
We're
Right.
talking about people having the opportunity to go to live a valuable life,
That's right.
to do
Right.
things they enjoy. If you're working,
That's right.
you're not going to take sick time to go
Exactly.
out and commit a crime. You're not going to
That's
take
right.
leave to go out and commit a crime because
Exactly
you're
right.
getting paid and you're getting paid a living wage. So I think more of our resources need to be used to help people get out of poverty. So
Exactly.
we need to talk about financial literacy. We need to talk about wraparound support for parents who
Exactly.
work for 1 or 2 or 3 jobs.
Exactly.
We
Right.
have to be talking about teaching people a trade when they leave
Exactly.
school. We want people to have the skills, so if they don't want to go to college, they can go to work that very same day for themselves. And I talk about it a lot, but we have to be talking about taking a look at the money bail system. So some of the other cities have more progressive councils. They've done away with money bail when it comes to minor offenses.
That's right.
Because when you put poor people in jail
That's right.
and they're working, they're going to lose their jobs.
Exactly.
Sometimes they're going to lose their families.
Exactly.
And when you taking that from a family, taking those things from them, guess what they're going to do? They're going to get out of jail when they can, because they can't pay their money bill. But when they
Exactly.
eventually get out, they're going to go commit a crime because they don't have a job. So
Right.
we really have to take a look at taking these steps. And then there's other things that we can do. But we have to take these steps now, not later, if we want to really address poverty. Don't just talk about it. I want to see some action.
Like we said, don't talk
something.
about it, be about it. One other thing on that note is that investing in matter in the transportation system. How can people get to their jobs if we don't invest in the transportation matter system? I've been around the world as an officer and a veteran. Military, we need a transit system that's progressive as
works.
well, and that works for the people that need to get where they need to go. Not only that, why not fight for not just a minimum wage, but a living wage? $15 is great, but why not try to find more dollars? Don't just stop at $15.
Right.
We can do it if we all work together.
we work
But
together.
It starts with this vote,
This
October
vote.
3rd.
This vote,
You
October
got
3rd.
progressive individuals.
No, you know what? It started before we. October
started
3rd.
now.
It started
Right now.
It started right now.
Right now.
And see, that's one of the things that I wanted to throw at you guys because when you get in office, if you notice, I didn't say if. when you get in office, there's issues that we need to tackle far as our students, our kids. Like I said, mentioning something about putting trades inside the schools. When I grew up, my high school that I went to, it was nursing. So if that's the school you chose, right, you go to nursing. Yeah. So in the summertime, we had jobs, part-time jobs, because we had this trade. Exactly. And another school was mechanic. Exactly. And another school was pharmacy, carpentry. Exactly. And so each school had their own trade. And according to the trade where you wanted to be when you grew up, that's a school you attended. It doesn't matter what zone you're in. Exactly. It's just because that's where you wanted to go. Exactly. And so we don't have that. We don't have home ec. We don't have gym. So, and then we don't have enough teachers to actually really care about our students. They're not teaching. So that's one of the things that I wanted to throw at both of you.
One thing, investing in one of my platforms is investing in nonprofit organizations, right? Mm-hmm. Nonprofits are doing the work. Hey, nonprofit organizations are doing the work that our city can afford to do, don't have the manpower to do. We're investing in those nonprofits that want to give those wraparound services.
The ones that actually doing the work. Some people just taking money.
That's right. Supporting those nonprofits is actually doing the work. I would like to vet those nonprofits that's actually doing the work and work with them on being sustainable and bring those important pieces back to our school system. Also working with other businesses to afford the opportunity for youth that's going through these programs to have a job after they graduate or when they get through with the program. Exactly. I think that would be a great opportunity. I was one of those kids that had that opportunity at Treasure Votek. Yes.
So my mentor, Carl Johnson Sr., and former president of Memphis School Board, when he talks about anything about young people, he says, well, son, when I graduated from Booker Washington, not BTW, Booker Washington, he learned a trade. And he said when he quit his job at St. Jude, all he did is grabbed his tools, put in his back of the truck, and he made a way for his family to, kids to go to school, provided for his family, using his pickup truck. He went to work in people's houses and did carpentry. And I think those are the type of skills we got. We got to teach people. We got to teach our young people how to be able to work for themselves. It's a skill. It's a skill that you can always use. A skill that you can always make valuable income. And I think that's the things that we need to talk about. And if we're not talking about that, we're not putting our young people in a position to succeed. And that's ultimately what we're here for: putting our young people in a position to succeed.
Exactly. And if we don't invest in that and working with youth and our kids in school are trying to create other opportunities. Everybody's not going to be a doctor or a lawyer. Absolutely. These opportunities are there for them. We need carpentry, we need painters, we need other things to sustain our community. And give them opportunities to do what they need to do to help themselves.
Right. Now, we all know that Memphis is probably, 70% African American?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we have 3% of minority businesses that actually operate functional. That's a business. With you guys being elected into those seats, that's one of those issues that we have to tackle. I can't get it out full enough.
Can you grab your phone from me?
He working.
I'm gonna talk to y'all in a minute, but just look at my food.
He can't focus.
He can't focus.
Just look at my food one time.
Yes, look at the Lord. Look at the Lord. Yes, Chris.
What is that?
Wait, that's my Do Young Pun. What is it called? Do Young Pun. What is this on my fork?
No, mine look the best.
Boo-boo-la.
Mine look the best.
Do Young Pun.
Can I, let me.
Well, you got chicken?
No, he has blackened catfish. You have chicken.
I got chicken.
Hey, people,
know which one?
look what I mean right here. You know I'm a connoisseur of fine food. This right here is one of the best I've ever seen.
Chris,
I know it's going to taste just as good.
This is the funniest interview I've ever done. I want you to know. They are hilarious.
Then he put it on what is this? What is this?
That's cornbread.
Hot water cornbread.
He might be from Mississippi, so
I think so. Mine is chicken. North Memphis. He's North Memphis.
Hot water cornbread.
This is chicken. Mine is baked grilled chicken.
And yes, we just discussed bringing vocational skills back to the school system.
Absolutely.
And maybe Chris can teach a class, a cooking class.
Yes, culinary arts.
Right.
So I'm not intending to cook, but I'm gonna eat. I promise.
Right, because when I was in high school, I kind of overcooked the cake, and I put too much baking soda in it.
That means she did.
Baby, it was a big bubble. It was a big old bubble. Baby, the teacher was like, "You got an F." I said, "Dang."
Okay, so I'm gonna get back on topic.
Yes.
So we talk about, minority-owned businesses receiving contracts in the city.
Right.
So the way that I look at it, we have to talk about what's happening with the EDGE board. So right now, the EDGE gives all of the economic incentives to large corporations attempting to move into the city. At some point, we're going to support, the backbone of our community, which are the locally owned and minority-owned businesses. We can do that if we take a paradigm shift when it comes to the EDGE board. We need to start using some of those pilot dollars. If we're going to use pilot programs, because we're going to use them.
Right.
We need to start using some of those pilot programs to support these businesses. If we can do that, we give minority and locally owned business the ability to scale up. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to hire people in the community, and they're not going to leave.
Yeah.
So we're going to put people to work, and we're going to give people dollars in their pocket. And back to the crime thing. When people with dollars in their pocket are less likely to commit crime. We have to take this serious, and we just don't need to talk about it as in it's a hypothetical. These are things that we can do now. But we have to have a progressive council that understands the importance of supporting these type of businesses, not just the large corporations attempting to move in. Because guess what? They're going to be just like Electrolux, take out millions of dollars and go elsewhere.
You know what? As we know, the EDGE board is an independent program.
Yep, put pressure on.
So looking into EDGE board and how the dynamics are made, a lot of our companies get these tax incentives, but they're not obligated to do much more than what they do. For me, I would love to take another visit, a microscopic look at how EDGE is working, and make sure that these businesses that's getting these tax cuts are reinvesting more into our communities, whether it's into our nonprofits, whether it's to our youth, whether it's to crime, safe neighborhoods, clean streets, whatever it may be, reinvesting and making them understand that they are investing not in just the tax breaks, but into our community as a holistic view.
Good corporate citizen. I mean, that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Good
Right.
corporate citizen.
Yes.
Right. And so that's one of the things that you guys have to tackle when you get into those offices, because we have a lot of people that says, hey, I brought this to the board. Hey, I did this. I'm going to tell you an example, and maybe you guys can elaborate on that. I was at City Council one day, and two African American men presented their business, their proposal. It was an amazing proposal. And in that proposal, I listened to the whole proposal. Well, the proposal got shot down. Berlin Boyd shut it down. It was a program for North Memphis.
Okay.
And in that program, it was a tire shop, and they were going to teach the young men how to put tires on, how to rotate them, and they were even going to pick them up and drop them off every day and still pay them a wage so that they could...
You see the asparagus though?
Yeah, you see the asparagus.
Add it to it. Nice touch.
Right. Leave that in though.
So, and what happened was that whole thing was shot down. So Berlin Boyd went as far as to say, well, come talk to me in 6 months. I'll help you upgrade your presentation. But the presentation was an amazing presentation. There was nothing wrong with that presentation.
Right.
And I didn't see any issues when they presented it. But yet and still they were shut down. But then you have, then you have this white guy that comes in right after them have a presentation, no problems. But I seen a whole lot of errors in his presentation. So what can we do better? Is it something that's been happening, or they just didn't want to give these men that contract? That's my issue.
I'm gonna put a pause on this food because I want to talk about this. So, a lot of times when we talk about people going before the council making proposals, let's not be naive. These deals happen behind closed doors. It happens before they get to the council. It's not that these organizations' proposals are subpar or lacking sometimes.
Or they're not sufficient.
They're not sufficient. It's usually because the people who are pulling the strings, and we know who they are. The people who are pulling the strings say no. They say no before they get to the council. So the council's not necessarily hearing. I'm not saying everybody on the council. I'm saying the people who make the decisions, the people who make the deciding votes, choose to vote no. And I think the way that we get around it is making sure we have transparent and adequate and a fair process. A lot of times these processes are not fair.
Right.
And the only way we can do this as a city is you got to elect people who are going to do the right thing. That's you got to elect people who are going to do the right thing. You got to elect people who's actually going to read what's before them. A lot of times, our council, this is how they decide. How are you going to vote on this? never read anything before them before. They ask their colleagues. And, one commitment I can make, and I'm pretty sure Craig can do the same, I will not vote on anything unless I've read it.
Yeah.
Either if it takes me time to read it, I'm going to say I need to pass until I can read it. Because I need to know what's going to happen. It's not just about what happens now. It's about the unintended consequences.
Exactly right.
And the unintended consequences kills the black community over and over again. Look at 38126 and 38126. The poorest zip codes in this city. 38126 is the poorest zip code in the entire state of Tennessee. There was a study done by the Shelby County Health Department in connection with the Tennessee Health Department that talked about people who live in 38126 has a life expectancy of 13 years fewer than the white communities. Yeah. And it's not because our council read everything. It's because they didn't pay attention to the unintended consequences of the proposals that came before them. Right. You have to read it. You have to think about what could happen in these communities. Mm-hmm. Our communities are dying, and we need to wake up. We need to vote for people who are informed, who care, and can do the job. I mean, it's absolutely important.
And on top of that,
go ahead. I'll now elaborate on
top of that, being city councilman is hard work. You got to be willing to do the work and understand it is hard work to be done. One thing we've done through the campaign is we've hosted community events, chat and choose, community conversations, coffee and collaborations. One thing we want to do, if something comes to voting, we feel like it needs to be a better understanding with our community. Not like putting a garbage dump in the community and the community don't know until the garbage dump is already there. That type deal. We're going to bring people to the table. We've created strategic plans based on different community feedback already. Right. So we have things that we need to discuss at the table. Every quarter, we're going to meet with groups of the community and go over these things that need to be done. Make no mistake about it. On city councils, a lot of times it's who you know, not what you know.
Absolutely.
Not who you know, not what you know, it's who you know. So that being said, we have to take a better view and a better understanding on actually understanding that the city council members have to do the work. And do homework. It's not nothing you wake up to and just how you going to vote on this? Like you just said.
Right.
No, we need to have a conversation about it. So make sure the feedback from the community is sufficient. They understand what's going on.
Right.
And that's what we dedicated to doing our campaign.
And so with this election, what I am urging you to do, I'm talking for them now. What I urge you to do is not vote on a name or a namesake, because the namesake is what destroyed us, and what's destroying us are namesakes. And most of y'all got so hip on this namesake, and then when things go wrong and you can't get help, then you call Tawana Murphy to go down there and fight for you, when I shouldn't have to, because if you put the right people in office, we wouldn't have these issues.
We already have a seat.
Right, you would already have things have already been taken care of. But because everybody is voting on this name, oh, that name, that person hasn't done anything for you in the 8, 9, 10, 12 years that they've been in those seats, and they still have not done anything for you. But this is what I hate. Around election time, they want to fix the streets.
Like right now.
Like right now. I haven't seen 3, 4. I haven't seen expressway. I've been complaining about that expressway for about 9 months. All of a sudden, I done lost a tire. And in fact, Strickland, you owed me a tire and an axle.
Axle too.
And an axle too. And an axle. He owed me all of that. I dipped in a big hole. Wow. Whole tire stuck. Whole tire. Now because it's election season, it looks pretty over there. Yeah. It looks pretty because it's paved really straight. It's nice. And so now they want to fix everything because it's election season. And I want to tell everybody that's voting, that's watching these videos, that's listening to me, don't vote because they're doing something for you at the last minute. Yeah. Because once you get them people in office, guess what? It all stops. Once they found out that they win, everything that they've done for you, the last 6 weeks prior to election, it all stops.
Yes, another 4 years of the same thing. If you keep voting the same way, don't expect nothing to change if you don't do something about it right now.
Mm-hmm. The easy way to say it, you can't say you won't change, you won't vote for change. That's how we have to do it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Change starts with you. You are the one to make the decision on the change and what you want Memphis to do. How do you want the change in Memphis?
Talking about how we chew it first.
I know.
Rosin Crawford. Everybody's talking about
Rosin the Gallows.
They talking about how we chewing. Sorry, the food's good.
The food's good. We eating, but we talking. But this is what I wanted the show to be like. I want it to be, the way we're doing it right now because we're relaxed. We're just being us.
Oh man.
Versus being uppity. or Craig had put his chest out before the video started. He's I said, dude, relax.
Straighten up.
Right, relax. You have to straighten up. Relax. Because what the people want to see is you and your realness.
That's right.
They don't want to see you in your uppityness.
So I'm assuming that people understand. I like to eat. I'm sorry. I just eat.
That's what it is.
I'm a connoisseur of fine food. Everywhere we go, that's where we had chat and choose. Everywhere we went.
You're welcome. And so that's what it is.
Yeah.
And so people have to get away from voting for names. Vote for who is going to
Do the work.
Do the work.
That's
right.
Read the contracts. I have an issue right now with a young man, and in fact, I think Foot don't mind me talking about it. He had a contract, and I got it to a science. He had a contract. The contract required for that minority business to have 10 years of experience. Not only did Bigfoot have 10 years, he had 15 years of experience. But they gave it to a white company that had 4 years of experience. So now there's been an ongoing battle for Bigfoot because he should have gotten that contract for the city. But like you said, what's done behind closed doors. They already know what they want to do.
They raise the bar for our communities, our businesses every single time.
Right.
And that's not right.
Right, it's not right. But yet
your council people got to speak up.
Right, but yet still they say, well, we're trying to help our minorities.
That's right.
How can you help our minorities when you're killing our minorities?
Yeah, exactly right. Black-owned and women business.
Right.
They're suffering.
I'm a woman business.
You're a black-owned
I'm a black-owned woman business.
And they're suffering. We got to do more to assist them. So one of the things I would love to do is work on capacity with nonprofits or businesses that's trying to get funding from city council. More oftentimes, they just need a little touch-up to their proposals or their planning to help them attract the dollars they need to help them be sustainable. Right. That's one thing I would love to do. Have a seat with anybody that's willing to come to the table that want to be more sufficient and efficient in attaining funds from city council to make sure when they come, they can't say no to you. It's going to be based on something else. It won't be based on your proposal or your planning or whatever else involved. We're going to make it work.
Exactly. That's what they need. That's what we need.
Yes.
And we need change. Change starts now. So we need you to vote for J.D. Smiley, who's running for Super District 8, Seat 1. We need you to vote for Craig Littles, who's running for Super District 8, Seat 2. If you want change, you have to go for change. In order to go for change, you have to vote.
Absolutely.
You know, someone told me once, and I've used this before, don't want change, you have to effect change.
Right.
That means you have to make it happen. Don't expect it to happen for you.
You got to go get it.
Yeah.
You got to go get it. Don't complain when it's over. Don't complain, oh, so-and-so didn't do this. You voted for so-and-so.
Right.
Which means you get what you deserve.
Right.
If you wanted to change, you change it. You vote. Vote for J.B. Smiley, Super District 8, Seat 1. Vote for Craig Littles, Super District 8, Seat 2. They out here doing the footwork. They've been out here a long time. They've been hustling. It's time to do away with the old and with the new.
Right.
Do away with the old. Even some of these people that's in the seats right now, they was appointed to the seats. We understand that. Okay, you still ain't did nothing while you was appointed. So out with the old, in with the new. That's what we need. We need to change that. So I am petitioning everybody to vote for J.B. Smiley, who is running for Super District 8, Seat 1, because you'll hear me say it a lot, and Craig Littles, who is running for Super District 8, Seat 2. They need your vote. So we need y'all to get your mama, get your daddy, get your grandpapa, get everybody that you think is somebody that, make sure they can vote, though. And we won't go to jail.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Right, tell a friend, tell a friend.
And bring somebody to the polls with you. Don't go with an empty car. Everybody need a ride.
Everybody need a ride. Find somebody need a ride, take them. Vote, vote, vote. This election is so important. I mean, it is really, really important because we have to do away with the old foolishness that we've been dealing with for the last 8 years.
Right.
It needs to stop. It needs to stop now.
She says foolishness, she means foolishness.
Yeah.
Real
Foolery.
Foolery. I say foolery. or salmonella boo boo. We tired of salmonella boo boo.
Yeah.
And if anybody know what that salmonella boo boo is, that's sugar honey iced tea. We know that salmonella boo boo. We need to get rid of them. Get them on out of there and put somebody else in. That's our plea to you. That's their plea to you as the people, as the citizens of Memphis. They need your vote. And so I'm asking you, I'm urging you, I am actually begging you to give them the vote. I'm going to be at the polls. Come and see me. I'm on Shelby Drive.
That's right.
Abundant Grace. That's
right.
where I'm going to be.
That's right.
So come see me, come holler at me, talk to me, because y'all know I be doing my thing. Y'all already know I'm hood.
So support Tawana Murphy's show. 80
WDM
WDM
98.5.
98.5. Support that show. My
Download.
commercial is airing on there every day, y'all.
We waiting on JB Smiley to be here.
We about to do it.
We about to do it. And this is nothing fake. This is all real. What you see is real.
The way I'm messing up this food, it's
Right,
real.
it's real, baby, because he done had a fit over here.
So
When
y'all,
you get to a point where you're too full, you keep eating. That's where I am right now.
Right.
y'all playing. So I don't play.
Right, right,
Yes.
right.
I'm gonna go in these streets.
And that's what you need to see from your city officials, that they can get down and dirty with you. They don't have on ties.
Organic.
They ain't got on seat. Right, you said it's organic. They ain't got on none of that. They just down to earth. We all got on jeans, t-shirts, and we talking to y'all. We having food. We talking, and y'all talking about us eating. It's all right though. That wasn't good. Nah. For some of y'all, you can't get the station in your area yet. Download the app, WDEM, or tune in. And we're live on iHeart, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter. We're live on Facebook. We're live globally. So you can go back and listen to this show on iHeart. You can go back and listen to it on Spotify and Pandora. I am on Pandora too. So I am a global station. You are listening to it live and live in color. And we ain't cutting out nothing. And we ain't putting no commercials on here. We just talking because this is how I decided to do my shows this election season. Because I want you to see them in a full form normal. How you would view them on an everyday basis. And then when you see them in their seats and they all uppity, then you kind of figure it out.
Well, I don't know how to act uppity yet. I guess that's something you have to learn, but I don't know how to do that.
Right.
I don't know how to learn. I don't know how to do that. Just
Right. So in your various areas that you can't get it, download the app, WDEM. And we're going to do this again because these two guys support me. So
Yes.
if they ain't doing it on Friday, they can come rock with me. I got Jared. Jared told us to say something about him. How you doing, Jared?
Jared Price, what's
Jared
up, baby?
Price. He said, make sure.
Jared, make sure your people vote for Craig Littles and JB Smiley, baby. We all in the same thing.
We're all in the same
I just
thing.
want y'all to see. This was amazing.
You so
Okay.
Jared Price.
Jared Price.
Where Jared at?
He'll be here with me Friday.
Hey, what's up, Jared?
He here?
No, I thought he was on there.
No, he went to go get his haircut. That we told
I
him.
need to do the same thing.
Yeah, he went to go get his haircut.
I go tomorrow. Bland's cooking. I'll see y'all tomorrow, Bland.
He went to get his haircut. But he'll be with me
Larry.
Friday. So, if you two are not doing nothing Friday, same time, same place, we're going to rock here with Jared
Gotcha.
and Judge Teresa Jones.
Oh, she gonna be here.
She'll be with me Friday. And we're going to sit here, we're going to talk, and we're going to make it do what it do.
Same time, same location.
Same time,
Same time, location. It's been a pleasure,
Friday,
y'all.
1 o'clock. We're going to see y'all.
So my battery about to die. Sorry.
He ain't charging.
Hey, it's time to win campaign. People watching this show, I love y'all. Without y'all, where would we be? Y'all are amazing.
Tell
Y'all
a
are
friend and
amazing.
tell a friend, y'all. We
Vote
working.
Craig Littles, Super District 8, Seat 2. JB Smiley, Super District 8, Seat 1. We need y'all votes.
Definitely. Fred
Vote.
Booker, I need a donation, Fred Booker.
Fred, I need a donation too. Fred, help us out. See that? You see how I'm eating these cats? Right.
They tripping.
What? They is true. They is talking about us real bad. I want you to know
Y'all
that.
going on.
They is letting us have it over here. See you tomorrow. Who you gonna see tomorrow? Who that
It's
Gwen?
Bland, Cookie
That's
Bland.
Bland. That's Cookie.
He said he need a haircut.
Bland's Barbershop. I'm on.
Bland's
need a
Barbershop. Bland, I need you to support the cause.
But y'all see to see, bring me a plate.
Bring me a plate.
I'm gonna bring you down here. You know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
Rosin Crawford, I'm bringing y'all down here.
Y'all coming, Roslyn? Y'all come on down here. Eat something new.
You want to speak to the people one more time before we?
I'm gonna let Chris come in because he gonna tell y'all about his roulade.
He gonna end this thing.
He gonna tell y'all about the stuff with his
That
roulade.
means
This is-
then I'm full.
Well, I don't have anything on my plate, so I ain't got.
It's
nothing to
called
tell you.
roulade. He gonna tell you about the roulade.
Y'all crazy. Yeah. This is asparagus,
Yeah.
restaurant asparagus. I guess they enjoyed the food a little bit.
Man, what?
Okay.
I ain't getting
Okay.
anything, so I don't.
But yeah, man, this is my dream. You know, something I've been working on for a long time. And, good friend of mine, guy who owns the property, Mr. Sherman Brown. You know, I gave him the vision. I told him the vision, and he was like, "Bro, roll with it. Do what you need to do." He's the owner of BSU.
Ooh, them captures so
Roof.
good. Oh my God, it's so good.
But yeah, asparagus restaurant by reservation only. Give us a call. Go to our website, thegrilledasparagus.com, and we'll take care of you, man. whatever you need, parties, events,
Weddings.
Somebody know
Chris.
you and saying your name, bro.
Ray,
Chris. He's my personal
Ray-
chef. I don't think
I
that's
can't
all I
read
got
that
to
Ray
say.
Chevron Ghost.
Who?
He's a go Chris. Chris, Ray Chevron Ghost.
I'm a supporter and I
I'm a
will
supporter,
come.
and I will come.
Okay, cool.
We ain't cooking
What's
man
going
food.
on, Ray?
Erica Shotwell, she said, love.
Oh
He's-
yeah.
he's good.
Right.
I did her. I did a private party for her and her significant other, Pat.
What's
Yeah.
up?
Yeah. I took care of them, man.
You know you're in a good spot with
Right.
the tea chase just as good.
The
as-
tea.
Oh, what you did? in
This
the
is my
tea.
personal chef.
Oh my God.
Chris is my personal chef.
But y'all saw my plate.
But I'm gonna tell y'all
They
something.
play. I don't play.
Anytime I call Chris to do something for me, he does not hesitate. He is a sweet guy, and he will do anything for you. So we just I want you to support him. So y'all will see me here throughout this whole election because I'm gonna be right here doing my show with Chris.
Yeah,
So we're gonna see y'all Friday at 1 o'clock. I
appreciate
have
that.
my reservation right.
Yeah, you got.
She like, hold on. I really got a
Yeah.
VIP.
Yeah, I'll be on.
VIP.
Amber talking about us. What Amber saying?
What do you say?
I don't know what Amber talking about.
She just
Yeah,
Where
y'all crazy.
are y'all?
She was
Where art y'all?
Where art y'all?
Where art
Okay.
y'all?
She in the 1500s.
1500s. She in the 15th century or whatever it is. Is it a
We eating. That's where we are.
Okay.
Team, it's time to win. We coming down here. We're gonna make a reservations. Thank y'all so much.
It's time to win, y'all.
See y'all later. Appreciate it.
See y'all later.
My
We love
phone
y'all.
died. I'm sorry.
Bye bye. Love y'all.
We gonna see y'all Friday at 1 o'clock. Right here, asparagus. I'm eating my chicken. But that's we gonna see y'all right here.
That's it. How was that?
It was great.
It was great. Fun.
It was fun. It was great. We talked about a lot of good important things,
Gotcha.
especially the poverty.
Have you voted? Go vote.
No, I have not yet.
Go vote.
Chris, have you voted?
What zip code you live in?
We say he gonna vote.
I'm in 38134.
Oh, so you vote Super District 9.
Nah.
Yeah.
You vote Super District 9. There's some good people in Super District 9.
Yeah. But anybody you know other than Super District
In
9?
Super District 8,
8.
you by my law office. That's where you
Hey.
are.
Hey,
I
You
live,
have to vote in your district.
No, you can vote.
No, right now you can vote anywhere you want to vote.
Right now you can vote anywhere you want.
but the numbers are gonna go to your district support. Who you support?
So you get to vote for Super District 9 candidates and Rhonda Logan.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
vote for Rhonda Logan.
She's pretty much on the same
Yeah,
page.
vote
Yeah,
for
Ronald
Rhonda
Logan.
Logan. You get to vote for Rhonda Logan, so vote for Rhonda Logan.
Yeah, vote for Ronald Logan.
Everybody else, I don't really care about you.
I do got that video going. How about you turn it off?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vote for
before we
Ronald
say
Logan.
something.
Red button.
Before we say something we ain't got no business saying.
Vote for Rhonda Logan.
Right. But we say something we ain't got no business saying. That's it. That's all.
I can say
No, I
that.
live right around the corner. Grew up, went to Klondike,
Okay.
Valentine,
I went to Valentine.
family home right here.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
grew up around here.
Did you? A
I was
police
born in
neighborhood.
Chicago, but we moved here and we moved right
Everybody born in
We both from
Chicago.
You was born in the South?
south side.
Yeah. What school you went to?
Well, I was raised here in Memphis,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I came here and started elementary.
So did I.
She's about 2 years old when she came here.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was.
but
How you
I
know?
guess, huh?
How you know that?
Which can't be no more than 25, 26.
Yeah.
I'm 30.
Oh.
25, 26.
That's cool.
But yeah, I just had a quick question though. So y'all were saying about like how the higher uppers or whatnot, they already know who they have in plan.
To the
So-
council.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you all get voted in, do they just automatically have to agree with you all and
They
all of the
talking about
proposals